Hey everybody, this is Tom Mitchell, the Highland Traveler. I'm sitting in a hotel room in southern Utah. I've been out photographing Zion's National Park. It's pushing noon. I'm back here at the hotel room just relaxing, and I thought I'd do a gear review on my Rokinon lens. This is a Rokinon 14mm lens, fixed focal length. Obviously, it's the 2.8 version. This is a manual focus lens. It's a great lens for astrophotography and for landscapes where you really need a fisheye lens. So let me tell you a little bit more about this thing. As you can see, it's 2.8 to 22 manual aperture ring, manual focus, focusing from infinity down to 0.28, which I believe is it's down to just about a foot. Yeah, down to 0.28 meters, down to about a foot. It is a great lens for astrophotography. You cannot put a filter on it, as you can see. I don't think you can on most ultra wide angle lenses. It's made in Korea under the name by the Samyang Optic Group. I can't pronounce that. Yeah, and sold in America under the Rokinon name. If you may have heard about these lenses, and that sometimes they have some image quality issues. My original one had some image quality issues. It was not sharp edge to edge. I was dealing with it, just kind of, by the time I realized it, I'd had it for like 3 or 4 months. And I made a comment on Instagram about that if you opened it up wider than f8, you started having edge fall off and sharpen it. It wasn't sharp on the edges, on one edge specifically. And I got home to my studio to find a message on my studio phone number, on my studio phone. Yeah, I still have an old landline. And that from Rokinon in New York, saying, hey, give us a call, we can replace that lens. So I called him and actually talked to the owner, the president of Rokinon USA, and he's like, yeah, the quality control at the plant there where these are made isn't the best, so sometimes you get some that come through that aren't that great. He says, you need to understand, it's not a high-end lens, and I knew that going into it. I paid, I think, $300 for it, but he's like, send it back to us for $130. I think it was $130. He said, send it back to us for $130, and we'll send you a new one. And I was like, what, really? And he's like, yeah, just send it back. We'll send you a new one and pay for the return shipping. So I did, and I got this one, and it's been a great lens. It's not had any problems. I know that's been the biggest complaint most people have with the Rokinon lenses, is sometimes they're not sharp edge to edge, and if you buy them from some place like B&H or that, they'll just return them, take them back. Well, if you've got one and you've had it for a while and you found it has this problem, contact Rokinon, and they'll be more than happy to send you a new one. So I shoot this lens primarily. I got it for astrophotography. I also do quite a few landscape stuff with it. My photograph I did of Horseshoe Bend outside of Page, Arizona, I took with the original one. I shot it at f22, and it was a great lens. I mean, it was a great image, sharp edge to edge. I've made 4x6 foot prints of that for clients, and it's spectacular looking. I'll put that up here. As you can see, this is a great sharp image, spectacular. I had a little bit of lens flare shooting right into the sun. I ended up just cleaning that up. It wasn't bad actually at all. I cleaned it up in Photoshop to minimize it down, but some of the other stuff I've shot with this is astro and landscape. I did a shot where I did a vertical panoramic Lake Tahoe in Nevada, on the Nevada side of Bonsai Rock recently. I'll show that on here. And a lot of astro stuff. I'll show the astro stuff here. So as you can see, It's a really good lens, a decent lens for the money. I mean, it's not $1,000 lens, but it's a great lens. Manual focus is probably the biggest problem with it, especially for astrophotography, but you can't have an autofocus lens do astrophotography anyway. It doesn't work. It's too dark. So focusing these things, the best way I've found is to use your live preview button and pick the brightest star you could find or planet. I usually get Jupiter if it's up. Focus on it in live preview, zoom all the way in to like 100% or more, make sure it's sharp, and you're good to go. If you don't have that ability on your camera, you can just go to infinity and then back a little bit, just a titch, but that doesn't always work. Oh, it's at infinity anyway. Go to infinity and then back a little bit. That doesn't always work depending on the temperature outside. Infinity may not be in focus. It may be past the focus. So if you don't have the ability to actually do live preview and zoom in on it, you can pick up a loop, like a little jeweler's loop. They have them for looking at, I used to use them for looking at negatives and slides. Get like a 20-30 power one. You can look at your screen, your LCD screen on your camera, and check to see if it's in focus, if your stars are in focus. That's been the biggest problem I've had with this, is making sure that stuff's in focus, but that's normal. So the other really nice thing about this lens is that it's very low coma, or comma, however you pronounce that. That means that the edges of the stars on the edges will not look elongated. That's a great thing for this lens. It's part of the reason so many astrophotographers like to use it. So that feature in and of itself makes it worth, $300. There's a lot of higher end lenses out there that you can't use for astrophotography because of that. The edges really are just elongated and elongating the stars. So that's my take on this lens, the Rokinon 14mm manual focus lens, 2.8 aperture. It's a great lens for the money. I think they're $300 to $400 now. I paid $300 for mine. It's a great lens. So I hope you enjoyed this video, this critique on it. And if you like this video and you find it informative, please hit the like button and please subscribe. I only have 4 right now. I just started this channel a little while ago and I'm only at 4, and I can't even get my family to subscribe to. What's that all about? No, they're my family aren't YouTubers. But anyway, so hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That'll notify you when I post new stuff. I'm going to be posting more content. I'm gradually adding more and more content to this. Thanks for watching. My content is about getting outside, camping and hiking and photographing. So get outside, enjoy the outdoors, go for hikes, go for walks. It's good for the soul. It makes you feel better. You won't go bald if you do it. I spent too many years not doing it and lost my hair. But so get outside, and hopefully you'll have some great adventures of your own. Happy trails.